Today we're talking controller firmware for the new OneXPlayer devices. So we have the X2 Mini Pro here, OneXPlayer 3 here. We also have the X2, which is also using the new Intel G3 Extreme chip. Brought this one out because this one has the additional controllers that a lot of people were able to pick up as an option with their Indiegogo campaign on either one of these items. The only issue with that is that these controllers came and they don't work with the device currently, which I've been really enjoying these devices. I really like what OneXPlayer is doing and the direction they're heading, but I think that was kind of a big ouchie, we'll call it, in the delivery on this. If you're going to offer a second option of controllers, they should come with the device being able to work. So a firmware patch was offered a couple weeks ago, but nobody was really able to get it to work. I was up till 2 in the morning last night because that is when OneXPlayer, I'm in the US, so that's when they are at work, being on the other side of the world. So hit that subscribe button to support some sleep deprivation. It would go a long way for us and won't cost you anything, so we'd appreciate it. But 2 in the morning last night, I got an engineer of theirs to remote into my system, and we kind of went over a couple things. He played with the files a little bit, and we finally got the new firmware to hit on here. So the results of that is we'll be able to swap these controllers between devices, and we'll talk about the X2 and that series here in a sec. But on the new devices, you'll be able to use either the option 1 or option 2 controllers on this firmware. It'll also help solve any issues that you might have had. I had issues on the hairpin triggers, so you activate a little switch back here, and it takes it from a long press to just like a quick press that you'll see on a lot of competitive FPS type controllers. But anytime I did that in game, it would start just glitching out the game. Controllers would connect, disconnect on and off, and it just wasn't really a working feature once you got into a game. It was fine in desktop mode. Nothing would happen when I turned them on, so I didn't notice for a while. But then I jumped into a game when I accidentally had one initiated, and it just made the game go nuts. So I discovered, I heard some people on Discord saying that they were having that issue, but I didn't think I did until I got into a game and saw that happening. So installing this new firmware, it did fix that issue. So if you're having any controller issues at all, I highly suggest following this guide. For the X2 series, I talked to the support, and the engineer reported back that this firmware is not for this X2 device, X1 Pro, whatever you might be trying to put it on. I did go ahead and put it on there before they told me that, and it seems to be working fine. I think that maybe they're just holding off on that because a couple things like the RGB doesn't fully work on the new controller because this has less RGB on it. So maybe that would be why. But as far as functionality goes, from the testing I've done, they've worked. But just putting that out there as a install at your own risk, if you will. So these two devices currently running the current firmware, so we are able to swap them. I'll show that right here. And I just unboxed my OneXPlayer 3 today, so we'll go ahead and go over this one. It's going to be pretty similar for either of the devices, just depending on what file you pick, but we'll jump into a capture card, and I'll show you the exact process I went to, and then what to do once it's installed and where to go from there. And just to show you guys here on the X2, so we are getting full functionality out of all the base keys. If you look at left trigger, I actually set one of my back buttons here to left trigger, and I am not getting any response. That was the trigger. Okay, so I'm not getting any response out of the back buttons. So that is another caveat with this. All right, so like I said, I have my OneXPlayer 3 here. So if we try to do, the right one was on there good. Try to do the same swap right out of the box. That is a no-go, no power, no nothing, no response. We do get that Xbox controller popping up, but we still can't control anything. And I'll show you why here in just a second. So let's jump into the fix, and hopefully you guys can follow this and get both your controllers working if you do have them. Okay, so after diving into this a little more, there are 2 different versions, obviously, as we saw on the website, but I thought they were going to be pretty similar. They actually are a little bit different. So this is going to be for the X2 Mini Pro and the X2. If you want to use it on the X2, X1 Pro, those larger tablet-like devices, remember, do it at your own risk. It's not officially supported, so I haven't been having any issues, but do as you wish. So you're just going to want to come here, go to choose your model, 1X console. We'll cover the OneXPlayer 3 one after this, but this is for the X2 Mini Pro, X2 Mini version. Download it here. All right, once our download completes here, go into our downloads folder. We're going to move this folder onto desktop. I had some issues extracting it within downloads a couple times. It seemed to be kind of inconsistent, so I would suggest just moving it onto desktop and extracting it there. Open up your C drive. That is where the folder needs to go. It needs to be in the root of the C drive in order to install the firmware. Get this extracted. Once we open this up, go all the way until you find CH32, and then back out one more, and we'll take that parent folder out, move it into our C drive. And the installers are going to use command prompts, and the folder names were too long, so go ahead and shorten this folder name to something shorter. You can just delete most of it here and leave it like that. That seemed to solve one of those main issues. Here we'll have auto install.bat. This is the batch file. If you don't have these file extensions, just go to View, Show, and File Name Extensions there. That'll make it easier because there's so many of the same name. So you want the batch file here. You'll run as administrator. Run, yes, and then that'll pop up and do its thing. Well, yeah, it'll pop up with this. You hit install, and then it'll do its thing. Flash that a couple times. Boom, it'll tell you it is successfully pre-installed in advanced. But now we want to go down to Xbox, make sure you select update xbox.cmd, run as administrator. This is going to open up the program that they use to flash the software. Go up here, change the language to English. And as you can see here, the firmware version is that 3.14 still. So click the 3 dots next to it, get the updated one on there. So on our C drive, back into our files that we put on there, and go in and you'll see that batch file, or the bin file is the only one available. Once that is in, go ahead and hit search for your controllers. Make sure something pops up in there. Make sure they're connected. Hit download. Then you'll get this progress bar going through to get it complete. Once this wraps up, you can go ahead and just close out of that. And then we're going to go into right-click our start menu, go to Device Manager, and we should be able to see Xbox controller all the way at the bottom. Scroll down, double-click on it, go over to Details, and then Hardware IDs. And we want to make sure that is the 503 firmware now running on there. So at this point, I'd go ahead and just give it a restart, and then I'm going to go over the OneXPlayer 3, and then at the end, I'll go over how to calibrate your controllers once we have the firmware updated, and then you can attach them each individually and calibrate them. So now for the OneXPlayer 3 version of this, so you'll be same place on the website. You'll just download the OneXPlayer 3 zip file instead of the X2 Mini Pro, and we will go from there. Back to our downloads folder, we will bring the OneXPlayer 3 zip file and put that on desktop and then extract it. Then same thing, we want that to go into our C drive, so we'll navigate there. This is where things are a little bit different because the file names are different. So we'll navigate into OneXPlayer 3 there. This is the one we want to be in, so this will be our parent folder this time. And this name being a little bit shorter, I did try it first and it failed. So when we get this folder in there, we're going to want to shorten the name again. We can do it now. I had already had a duplicate in there, so you won't get that message. It should just copy right over. Now we'll click in, and this time all we have to do is go to this auto installer, run as administrator. So this one actually does work like it's supposed to once you shorten the folder name and put it in C drive. So run as administrator, just let it do its thing. A little bit easier this time around. And once we get to this message, hit any key to continue. Go ahead and hit it, and it will close everything out. Then same thing, we can go into Device Manager and make sure we are showing that 503 software. So click on that. You can right click, go Properties, or just double click on the controller. Go to Details and then show Hardware IDs. You should be seeing 503 right there. And we are good to go. So go ahead and give it a restart, and then we will get into controller calibrations now at this point. All right, so we have our console now with our controllers running. Let's see if our other set now works. All right, we got power now. So I did have some issues when I first started because we still need to do a calibration. So to do that, and it'll be the same on both controllers, start and select, you hold those down until you lose your lights. On this one, you'll get a solid light there. Take your joysticks, go 3 times around each way. Triggers, click 3 times. Bumpers, click 3 times. I might have done 4, and then hit Y. So then that'll help with any, it wasn't detecting buttons on one of my pairs, so go ahead and do that with both. I'll just run it on both here. And I have seen some people who had just controller issues in general. This is a recalibration you can always just redo anytime, and it'll help solve things. Saw people having weird dead zones or sticks that weren't working, things like that. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, so we're all calibrated. We're ready to go. All right, this is actually me from the future. I wanted to add this in during editing. So on your controllers that come with it, you have the 1X button. That is what brings up your shortcut to the console, and then if you long hold it, it brings up console. Well, this controller has less buttons on it, and the devices that this is made for, like the X2, they have this turbo button on top, and it acts as the 1X button on our controllers here. So using these controllers now on this device, you actually don't have that 1X button anymore. So you're gonna have to use the shortcut, which is just the select button plus X. And that's gonna bring up your console menu. And it doesn't, okay. So then B to close it, I guess. But that's another caveat, is you don't have the full amount of buttons on these little controllers that you do on the big ones. So just another thing to look out for, but everything else should be functioning pretty well. Well, I hope this helped you guys out, and you can get all the controllers you could ever want up and running on these devices. I'm sure we're gonna have to do something similar when we all get our Elite controllers here in about 8 months. But appreciate you clicking on the video, appreciate you watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe to help support the channel, and we'll see you guys in the next one.